When we talk about men's mental health and relationship, what do you have to say about that?
Well, when we talk about men's mental health, per the definition of WHO, when we talk about mental health, it's about the state of well-being where individuals realize some of the stresses, normal stresses in life, in order to be able to cope with, activities of daily living. Okay. However, when we talk about men attaching themselves to mental health, then we say that it is the aspect of human beings where males will be able to realize their normal stresses and how to be able to cope with those ones. So simply that is how I'll put men's mental health.
Okay. Nice. So if you've ever felt like you had to suffer in silence because that's what men do, then this conversation is for you. Stay tuned, brother, uncle, and dad. So moving on, my first question is, what does good mental health look like for men?
So if you say good mental health for men, then we are looking at cases where you have men to be expressing their emotions and then their distress in a positive way.
Okay.
When we talk about stresses, as I made earlier, mention some of these ones. You mean stresses has always been issue with a lot of people, but when it comes to men, we have ways of handling such issues. Our mental health, together with that of our relationship that we do have with people. If you don't have a good state of mind, relationship with others will be very difficult for you. So let's just assume that you happen to be a friend and I'm having something that is causing a distress to me. Me relating to you will be very difficult. It can be in diverse ways. It can be money issues. It can be relationship issues with my partner. It can be, so when you want to take it, it becomes diverse. It comes in different directions, and that is how it will be. So for men, when we are going through all these ones, we hardly speak it out. Yes, but you see us presenting it or exhibiting it in a different way. So I remember I shared with a friend this morning that for men, we have ways and means of expressing our depression, and we have ways and means of expressing distresses that we normally go through. So where you will see a man speaking to people about issues concerning his own health, you will never hear that. But meanwhile, that person is actually suffering.
Why should it be so?
And that is how the world has made us today, to be frank with you. You see, in our local dialect, there is something that we say, Bemensu.
We shouldn't be.
I don't know whether you can speak Twi very well.
Oh, yes, I understand.
You say Bemensu, literally it means that
men
a man
don't cry.
Exactly. But we cry, oh my sister.
You have to.
We cry.
It's a therapy, you know that. Crying is also a therapy.
Yes, so I have a friend, he always say that he has this condition that he doesn't know how to solve that condition, but the moment there's an antidote to counter that effect, then he becomes happy. That problem is malaria. We have malaria, we have pneumonia and the rest. When he doesn't have money, it is malaria for him.
Lack of money.
Exactly. So which means that he is suffering from that condition. And the moment he gets an antidote, which is money,
he gets better.
Exactly. This one you don't need paracetamol. You need money. You see, and men are such that most of the things we don't want to speak out. But we try to hide it within ourselves. And then at the end of the day, it will be eating us up. You know,
that's why most men commit suicide lately.
But I mean, for suicide, I always say that we can overcome it. However, we have different people with different ideas. Even for twins who are coming from the same egg, the way one A will think will be different from the way B will think. Because they all have different ideologies, different makeups, though they are coming from the same egg. They might not behave the same. You see, that is why it should be that we should be able to express some of these feelings that we go through. But we always be in our shells, we crawl in our own shells, and then we begin to hold things for ourselves, which shouldn't be. Because if we are saying Bema in Swan, then it means that everything that comes my way, I should be able to solve it. But is that an issue?
That's not
That is not the issue. So we always have cases where men do suffer because of one way or
in silence.
Exactly. We suffer through all these cases. But however, what we need to understand as human beings is that, you see, we all have our way of thinking. What will be good for you might not be good for me. We all have different personality types. We all have the way we endure pain, we embrace the satisfaction, and a whole lot. But my sister, what I want to say is that if Bema should not cry, then it means it entails a lot. We are going through a lot, but because we are not expressing it, we are not be able to identify it. But let me tell you one thing. You see, men, when we are going through a lot of distress, okay, we have ways of expressing it. I know men out there are just listening to me, and then they are beginning to realize some of these things. You just get angry over minor issues. You are depressed in a way. Maybe it's your pocket is distressed. Or you have depression in your pocket.
Yeah.
And you don't know how to express it.
Which is mostly the problem.
It's normally problems. Because men, you cannot do away without money. You women love money. We cherish money. Because we want you to feel good. Apart from that one, you see, we have families, we have relations, and the rest that we need money for that. But that has nothing to do so much of our mental health. But withdrawal, we will just withdraw ourselves gradually from people that we love because we are feeling so depressed. I made mention earlier that at work, if I'm depressed, I don't want to go to people. I just stay in my office, and then that will be it. When I close, hey Nana, so you came to work and you've not been here. So somebody just said, when you are fine, everybody sees you around. But when you are not fine, we don't see whether you come to work or not.
Yes. A lot.
So silence, anxiety, fear of the unknown. You don't know what will happen next. But I have a philosophy from our former president. He says that all these shall pass. So I just always stand on that philosophy to, embrace something positive to myself, to make it real in life. So whenever I'm going through such depression, distress, and the rest,
just hold yourself up with that.
I just want to hold myself up and then carry it on. Yes. So basically, some men. This is just some of the signs of men who are depressed. They are not showing signs of positiveness in their everyday
activities.
Yes, everyday activities. So basically, that is it.
So because you were hitting on the financial aspects, I want to know, how can men handle financial pressure in a way it doesn't have so much effects on their mental health?
Then this one, unless I go and ask those men out there, because they all have differences.
Okay.
Myself, I have the way of handling my finances, and then others also do have.
So it's not general.
Most people are going to agree with me what I'm saying, and others are going to dispute the fact that that is not how it is. But you see, most of us fail to plan. Most of us fail to plan. And if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. That is what we need to understand. And you see, when you don't have budget for what you do every day, you don't know how to handle your finances. But at times, as human beings, the things that we are expecting to get, we don't get them. But God, in His own wonderful means, will help you to be able to get some of them anyway. But you see, there are some basic things that you need to do: planning, budgeting, and knowing what you want to do
with your money.
Exactly. Because if I know I want to do A, B, C, D, and I have that amount of money, I allocate those cash to this specifics. But if I don't have it, I'll be looking for the money. And that is where the problem lies. If I go and try to get the money and I'm not getting it, what's next? You see, but to be able to be financially sound, all starts with planning and how you be able to budget. There are other ones that we may be able to add to them, but I'm seeing these two to be the paramount. Because what you have is what you use. Other than that, because every man wants to be rich. Earlier before our conversation, I had a chat with one of our bosses for this organization, and then I was telling him that even Abraham was rich on earth, and when he went to heaven, he is so rich because Bible says you are going to rest in the bosom of who? Abraham. You see, nobody wants to be poor.
No.
But for the fact that you are,
can you explain the three?
So I just want to go. When we have anwoche in our local dialect, which means that it's hardship.
Okay.
And everybody is bound to go through such hardship. For the fact that you are a human being on earth, there's the likelihood that you go through such hardship. And everybody is bound to follow that suit. There will be times that you'll be financially sound. There will be some times that you will never have any cash.
At all.
They will pull your legs up. They will bring your head down.
Nothing.
They will shake you like this.
Nothing.
Not even one coin will fall out from your pocket. That one is hardship.
I get it.
So you are looking for it to see that maybe in the next future, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 1 hour, you'll be expecting something because you have gone through hardship. Now, when it comes to the Ohia Brubro, which means that
Ohia Brubro.
That one I have forgotten, but I think it's abject poverty. With that one, you don't have, my sister, you don't have anything.
Nothing.
That one, you will suffer and suffer in this world, yet
you won't get it.
You are not seeing the fruit of your labor.
Wow.
It's like from hand
to mouth.
And that ends it. So the following day, you'll be thinking about how to eat.
Survive.
And then the other one is here. That one is poverty. Poverty, when you try small,
you can come out.
You will come out. But the bubro, hey, my sister, that is where I don't want to enter.
Never.
So people watching me, I know you don't want to enter that place.
No.
Because if you enter,
you are stuck in there.
So you see, that is how it is. So we need to be able to plan our lives.
Okay.
We need to be able to budget what we have. At times, your planning and budgeting will not work. That is where you may be using some kind of experiences that you have. Because at times you overspend and you realize that the spending that you are even doing is above your budgeted account that you have made. But you also need to relate everything to the grace of God. Because if you want to think about what we are spending at each point in time, and then what we are going to use, I mean, it is beyond the budget that we are doing.
Okay, so I want to ask, do men ask for financial help in case they are broke?
Hey,
and if yes, how do they go about it?
You see, it will be very difficult for men to ask women.
Not women, in general.
No, I am also making a fact here. We don't want to ask women. But if it's our own guys, boys, oh, Charlie, holla me small cash make I take go buy this. Charlie, if I work tomorrow, no, I go take that shoe. If I finish work, I will repay. But that is how it is. So,
but why won't you ask a woman?
So that the woman will tell me I don't have money.
Oh.
My sister will say that. I should come and tell you, man, then how will you see me?
You mean your wife?
That you are saying my wife?
Yes.
What of my colleague at work? And at times also, my sister, it depends on the relationship you have with the person. If I'm seeing you for the first time, I will not ask you money.
Oh.
Yes, because I will feel shy asking you money.
Why?
But when we move, when we vibe for some number of days, you know that I'm not a bad man, and I realize you are not a bad woman. Okay, it got to a time, let me tell you this. I know my wife is watching, but sweetie, please pardon me. So it got to a time when I was doing my master of philosophy, and there was no money.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had one classmate who happens to be ENT specialist. Mm-hmm. We were all in the same class. And then she saw how I was depressed. And I didn't want to verbalize it to my wife. So she saw me and said, "Oh, Nana, why have you been able to pay your school fee?" And it was, rush hour, University of Ghana, rush hour, hey, when you're going to write exams, the way everybody is pushing to pay school fees. And I was like, oh, really? I don't really have, I'm left with some amount of money
to pay.
Then this lady just dashed me like 4,000 Ghana cedis to pay my school
so
fees.
good women exist.
But it was this one. She
Just
didn't.
know good women exist. Just accept.
The dashing is not that I'll not repay. I paid.
But at least she was good.
At least she was good. She saved the situation. I was wondering how I'll be able to pay all this money. So she said 4,000. She asked 4,000, and she's giving me time to repay.
With no interest.
With no interest.
You see.
So I took the money, I paid off the school fees. And then God being so wonderful, the following week I had 4,000. I had to give the 4,000 to the lady. And then that was it. And then we all graduated together.
Wow.
We all graduated together. It was nice. So what I did to repay her was that I brought my family and I made her also bring a family. And then we went to a place and then we all ate together.
Wow.
And I paid for everything. So,
that's so nice.
The children, the husband, and everybody, we all enjoyed together, and I paid for everything.
But no one knew the reason behind that.
No. We were just good friends.
Okay.
That should be it. But nobody knew that
She helped you.
Yes. And that is how men we are. At times we don't want situations where people will be so inquisitive into our situation. We want to be secretive. We want to keep quiet and suffer. So when we are coming out, we come out.
We shall not advise.
We come out well.
You shouldn't be quiet and suffer. You should be able to ask of help.
That is how.
That's why you should have maybe one person that in case of anything you can confide in that person. But
at least
one person, you know that like I'm very stranded. As for this person,
then I also ask myself, if I have that person and that person too is just like me, what am I going to do? That is the question. And then I'll answer
there's
myself.
going to be a way out.
Good. Then that will be my own answer. That there should be a way out. This one too shall pass. That is what we need to understand. That this
your
one
slogan.
Too, yes. And I always work with it. And this one too shall pass. So you see, we have, as you made mention earlier, we have good women out there who can actually help for us to be able to continue. Though they are not your wives, but they are just good friends. They have seen your distress, they have seen your discomforts, they have seen a whole lot of troubles surrounding you. So they just want to liberate you from such consequences so that you'll be able to come out good. Yes. So finances, to me, it depends on how you handle it. You might not get everything. Even those who are wealthy in the world now, they still need more money.
Sure.
Even there's a saying that goes that even the sea, how vast it is, yet still receives rainfall. So it makes it more. So we need money, we need to do a lot of things, but yet it will depend on how you'll be able to handle that situation yourself. Yeah. So that is what I can say.
So you being a mental health specialist, regarding all that you spoke about, like I want you to tell us, like I want you to tell the men watching us that if they continue to quell in, not to open up, all in the name of Bemensu and all that, what are some of the possible mental health disorders or conditions they are exposing themselves to? So
the first thing I want to talk about is depression. You see, different you, different me. So a man watching me out there, myself and you, we are not the same. The way you will be able to handle issues will be different from the way I will handle issues. So the best thing that we need to consider is we trying to confide in somebody that we know that person can help. So we discuss issue with the person so we can leave the problems that we are having to get away from the depression. My sister, if you don't have money, your plans and everything go wayward. You cannot plan, you cannot think, you'll be having headaches, you'll be withdrawing from people, you can't sleep because you are thinking about how to get money, to cater for yourself and then your family. Just imagine you have somebody who is your dependent and that person is depending. And then that person is depending on you.
And you don't have money. And
that person is also demanding. So depending and demanding will equal to what?
Depression.
So this one is my own calculation. D plus D is equal to D.
Depression.
You see, the person is depending on you, demanding, will lead to depression.
Exactly.
As you are saying it. So we may have such issues. The first one will be depression. The other ones will be the minor signs that you can get: withdrawal from relationship, activities of daily living. You will not see the person engaging in all these ones. The person will be having headaches. The person will be having sleepless nights. The person will be seen quiet, isolated. All these ones happen, and when you don't get somebody to help you, that is where it will be leading to the mental health conditions. Somebody can just be "Ash," then the person will just shout "Ash," just like that,
for relief.
When you check, there is something going on. Perhaps the man, the wife is beating him in the house. You see, some of us, the men, our wives beat us, but not me. My wife doesn't beat me. But some of the men,
they get beaten by their wives.
Beaten by their wives, because of buying me a latest car. You are using the latest car, and then I'm using the outmoded car. And because of that, I'll be keeping the keys. When I'm going to bath,
you go with it.
I'll put it in my bra. When I'm coming out, I'll remove it. I'll come and put it on the sofa. Whenever I see my husband coming in, I'll hide the car key, because I don't want my husband to drive my latest electronic car.
Some women actually do that.
Hey, yes, we have a lot of women who are doing that. Especially the women who call themselves career women. They want to compete
with their husbands.
When their husband do first degree, they will do first degree. Second degree, they will do second degree. They do PhD, they would want to do PhD. Yes.
That's a big competition in the marriage.
So if that thing happens, it causes a lot of men to be depressed. I watched it on one of the social media handles, and then somebody was saying that, man, we don't need anything. All that we need is peace. Fine, but it's not all. It's not everything that you, at times when you don't have peace, it will put you on your toes for you to be able to work. Because there's an adage in our local that says that obi pai wa pempemuno now or share with them, which means that the person is strengthening you whilst the person is giving you pressure for you to be able to handle yourself very well. Are you getting the whole situation? It got to a time my friend told me that the wife says that if they don't build their own house, she is not going to give my friend any child.
Wow.
After the first child. They don't want situation where they'll be renting and the children will be doing and then they'll be spoiling things. They want to have their own house for their children to spoil things in their house.
That was her only reason.
Yes. And then it's happened. So that guy was actually strengthened. They got a piece of land. They built, and then they are staying there happily. That is their choice. But we all have ways of handling all these things. So the minor headaches, the sleepless nights, the depression we go in, the anxiety, as in the fear of the unknown that we go through, the withdrawals from society, the isolation. These are some of the things that we go through when we are not able to handle ourselves well. Yes.
Okay. So if there is any man watching us and then they find it difficult to communicate in their relationship with others, what would be your piece of advice for such a man?
So you see, we all have ways of handling issues for ourselves. What will be good for me might not be good for you, because we all have different ideologies. The way and manner within which I would think might be different from yours. So even if I should help you in a situation, if I should be able to coach you in a situation, you might also adopt something for yourself and use for your own. You might not strictly follow what I'm teaching or what I'm advising you on. You might choose to be on your own and do what you want to do. But what I want to say across for everybody to know is that, you see, we have ways of managing our own selves. But the ideal thing is that if you are able to promote your own mental health, then it's the ideal. One, share problems with people that you trust. Because if you trust them, they will keep your issues with them
Within.
and help you. Tomorrow you will not hear it outside. These are the people that you should make friends with so that they can help you. So if you're a man and you are watching me or you are listening to me at this moment, please share with people that you trust. Then you have to learn from the mistakes that you've done. We make a lot of mistakes. What do we learn from those mistakes that we go through? People get into situations, they forget that the situation is giving them the notice that they need to be aware that subsequent ones are coming. They don't learn from it. We get money today, we don't budget, we spend it. We get money tomorrow, we don't plan, we spend it. So in future, what are you going to do? So men are to note that when we have people that we share ideas with, who give us good reasons to what's supposed to be done, we can move on forward every day. And when you realize that you are going through such situations, you are being aggressive too much, you are being anxious, you are overacting, then you should know that there's something wrong. So why don't you seek help? And then lastly, you need to seek professional help. Some of us are around. You know this job that you are doing, they can contact you. You will liaise or you will link them to professionals who can actually help them to be able to curb this situation. And that is why we always want to quell in our shells without coming up. But men are really suffering because we are going by that traditional norm, which shouldn't be. If you have problems, share. If you have issues, go to professionals. We have now pastors, imams who have gone through formal training that can help you in these situations. Even when you resort so much to that of social media, people have diverse issues, people have different ideologies, of which some will not help you.
Yeah.
So you need to be very careful. And then the paramount thing that you want to do is that you speak to God. He's the Almighty.
Yeah,
and
it's very
able to
key.
give you all the answers that you need.
Okay. So some like you, let's assume we are couples. Okay, we are couple. Because men do not
Are we?
We are not. That's why I said let's assume. So we have couple living together, and because of this like they keep things to themselves, and then the man is eating, like things are eating the man up in the marriage, even in relationship, but they don't talk about it. It happens at the workplace, it happens like within us. Yeah, so like we are just urging all men that's like no matter what, you have to voice out, like talk. You should be able to talk about your fears. Like when you are down, like find someone to talk to, because keeping it within, like if you're not careful, you end up at one time. Anna.
So the reason why people are doing that, because they think people will ridicule them and they will say they are weak. And that is what is going on.
But me, I think strength is when you are being, if you are able to voice, or if you're able to tell, if I'm able to tell you that, yes, okay, this what I'm going through, that's strength.
Yes.
Weakness.
So you see, you made mention that assuming we are couple, that one you have every right to ask me what is going on, and I also have every right to ask you what you are going through.
Some of the men will not even talk.
Oh, you see, we all have our personality.
The I am fine is not fine. They'll tell you I'm fine, but they are not fine.
That is why the person is your man. You should know your man, because you have dated for some days, years, whatever. You know him now, you are staying together. You know one or two things about him. Find out from the person, and then I think you go there. I'm not sure your husband or your partner will hide so much from you when you are staying in the same house. If you are a wedded wife,
people stay together, but they are living apart.
Yes, I will not dispute that fact, but because of one trouble or the other leading to another thing, that has caused the same issue. But I think we should there is hard time we get to know some of these things and then address them. People are really suffering in their marriages and then the rest. So last time I was trying to counsel some couple. You see, I don't normally advocate for pre-marital counseling because obi beka say obi nche akwala nyam.
Just like me.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that.
There are some things that you need to know, but there some of them you know it already. So when you are in the marriage, post-marital counseling, that is what I will always advocate. I'm not saying premarital counseling is not good. It is fantastic. It is excellent. It is good. But when you are in a marriage, that is where the troubles come. That is where you will need counselors to help you, because you fantasize, you see marriage and everything to be good, but when you are in it, you see it's something different. But you need to make it what it is for you. So when you are going through such problems, I always tell my people that when you are able to marry for the first week, when you are able to marry for the first 3 days, you are able to marry for the first week, when you are able to marry for 1 month, when you are able to marry for 3 months, and you are able to marry for 5 years, you can marry for 60 years.
Forever.
And then even forever. Because by then you have been able to endure all the hardship within the hardship years. So you can be able to go through all the other negative ramifications you'll be getting in the marriage. So to me, if it is about husband and wife, some of them will be hiding issues from you, yet you should be able to speak out and then problems will be solved. If you can't, you seek counseling from a professional to help you, because they are trained. They have that confidentiality and then professional ethics to be able to help you when you are going through such situation. Yeah.
So, Doc, I want to have your final words before we close curtains on this episode of Heart Space.
All right, so people out there watching me and listening to me, I don't have much to say, but I just want to encourage you that if you're a man, yes, it is not easy. So if you remember this old song, to be a man now, wow, it will be easy, but we should be able to strive as men. There are situations that we will go through, there are issues that will harass us, but what we need to understand is that, as my philosophy goes, all shall pass. So you should be able to endure this, work yourself through, and be able to make it. Speak to people, learn from others, save, budget, plan, and you have a positive mind as well to be able to, hold on in this life. So that's my last words to everyone, because mental health is total health. If you are not able to maintain your mental health, you are actually not to get the total health that we are looking out for. Thank you.